Okay, just between you and me, there's a really good storage auction video at storageauctionshogun.com. The link's below. Yes, the weather's a little strange here in Georgia. I mean, it'll probably be 70 degrees today, who knows. But there's something that I've noticed that's going on in the reseller space. For many years, there are people that's like, hey, it'd be great if we had some competition to eBay. And the thing is, the competition to eBay is already here. But because it's not some big company that's going head to head with eBay, it's being missed. There's a lot of competition and it's trending upward because let's really look at some things. Recently I put out a video. PayPal has publicly admitted to the draconian policy of just limiting people's PayPal accounts. They realized this was actually from a PayPal executive. We have a shoot first, ask questions later policy, or I think it was guilty then prove you're innocent type deal. They knew that there was some problems with that. And eBay's making some changes. They're kind of like taking their thumb off the neck of some sellers. And I was like, huh. And the thing is, eBay has a lot of information that we will never be privy to. But this is something I've noticed. I moved away from eBay and just went straight Craigslist. I know a lot of sellers that are not on eBay that are doing quite well. And they're selling stuff online. This is the competition, and it's really, really kind of strange. The competition is you, your website, your Facebook page, your Facebook garage sale page, Etsy, your website, Craigslist, your friends. People are selling in different manners than ever before. Guy, I think it was the college picker, put on there, you can use YouTube to sell amongst resellers because you already know the people, you've seen them, you have a little background, you're more comfortable with them. That's a selling channel. So what's happening is the way that we buy and purchase stuff is changing. Now I want you to think about this. When is the last time you went to the store or you went on Amazon and ordered some software? It's been a while. If you have a Mac, you can't buy Mac software anymore. You have to download it from the Apple Store. Think about your cell phone and your apps. You don't go out and get anything. You download everything. Newer computers that are being built, they don't even have an optic drive. They don't even have one. Because the nature of everything and how we do and transactions of commerce is changing. Everything. Essentially, what Square presents, 2002, that hookup, to be the ability to take credit cards with your cell phone, it was $1,200 to $1,600 device that you can now get for free without a deep up your ass credit check. Seriously, you just go to Square, boom, boom, sign up, and as long as I don't really know what their criteria is, but it's not what a merchant account. It's not even close to that because as long as you're clean, your social works out, you're in. Do you understand? That has created this new environment. It's very, very exciting because now anyone can become a reseller just like that. So the competition is not just this one big thing, but it's this pocket here, this pocket here, this pocket here, this pocket here. And the thing is, it's growing. And it's growing, and it's growing, and it's growing. And the trend's not going to reverse. These are my predictions. eBay is probably never going to go out of business, but it's going to get a MySpace moment. First of all, I am not the only one that has been pissed off to the degree that I will never use them again as a selling platform. If it costs me money, so be it. That's how bad they pissed me off. I'll never use them again. Same thing with PayPal. Fuck them. Same thing. I will not use them again. And 2009 when I came on here, people were like, oh, you're going to regret that. They're the best thing going. And the thing is, they were the only thing going. Now, that's not the case anymore. That's not even close to the case. Essentially, there are so many options as a reseller for transactions to sell that the only limit is your creativity. So you don't have to sit back and wonder when is the next best thing going to come to help you with eBay. It's already here. You already have access to it. It's just a matter of you figuring out what pieces worked well for your business, other than just trying to copy something. Because look at myself. 2009, I wrote a book. I sold it pretty much online. Got an Amazon store and created a full-time income during the recession. That's the new economy. That's the new economy. And you know, I really have looked at a lot of stuff, because right now I'm listening to Dan Pink's book Drive, and it's just like, oh, because for me it is validation on so many things I've said over the years, that I'm sitting here and there's scientific research to many of the things that I've noticed and spoke about. There's true scientific research of where we're heading, because in Drive there's this one section. And, you know, people are going to get pissed off. But if you own the business, and I want you to look at it from that perspective, you know, flip it, that you own the business and you have an option. You can go out and buy one programmer and pay that programmer $70,000. Okay? Plus, tack on another 15% to that $75,000. Medicare, employment taxes, RA, tack on another 15% there. So, No. Let's just go ahead and say 90,000, 70,000, 75,000 upfront salary, paycheck compensation, and another 15 grand in benefits that someone has to pay. Okay, so we're in 90 G's. You can go to India and you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 programmers of equal ability or better for that same $90,000. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Seriously, answer it honestly. What would you do honestly? You're not going to start waving the flag going, I'm an American and I'm going to spend this $70,000 and I'm going to compete with all these other companies who are going overseas, and it's going to create margin compression for my products, prices. You know, you can't compete. You can't compete. So this is what's happening. And and I've said it, in the video, the big penis in the sky. We are at ground zero. I know it's going to say, wait a minute, people have been outsourcing all this. We're at ground zero. You're going to see a technological whiplash in the next 5 years that's going to just drive some people crazy. Understand. Because, if you haven't paid attention, we went from buying software. There used to be stores. The only thing they sold was software. The next big thing that's probably going to happen is video games. Once they get that figured out, there won't be any more video game stores. There'll probably be tournaments and championships and things like that. But once they get that down, because the thing is, and it's not like, it's a cost thing. Right? You get rid of the store. You get rid of the packaging, you get rid of the media that the game's on, and you have it as a download experience and sell it for the same price. You just gave yourself a raise, and you haven't done anything differently. This is the future, folks. Now, with this eBay thing, because there are people who love eBay, and eBay's a crutch for many resellers, because you're making money, that's where the traffic is, that's where the eyeballs are. And it's funny because there are people who go on Craigslist and buy broken laptops, broken iPhones, then turn around and flip them on eBay, because you have to understand this. Why would someone do that? Once again, going back to what I was just saying about the globalization. I mean, this is just a big world right now. It's not just the United States. You've got some guy in California who's buying up all these iPhones, he's hacking them, he's shipping them back to his native country, and he may have paid $300 for it, but when he ships it to his country and whatever the hell they want to do with it, he's getting $1,000 for that same phone. Because they don't have it like we do. We are one of the most abundant countries. No, that's not correct. We're the most abundant country on the planet. Seriously, once again, listening to the Drive, and it's like, what's that saying? When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. Because there was some in there about storage auctions. Storage auctions are not storage auctions, but the storage facilities, the storage business is a $20 billion per year business. It's bigger than the motion picture industry. I knew it was big, and I knew it was in the billions. I didn't know it was that big because back in the day, Public Storage bought SureGuard for $3 billion. And they wanted SureGuard because SureGuard had, SureGuard was actually in the UK. So they wanted to get that footprint, and actually the storage business, as economies, as cultures grow and become more like us, they start to develop some of our bad habits, which is having too much stuff. So the storage industry is actually growing in other countries. So for all you folks, international folks who watch my channel, and you want to get a piece of the storage auction action in a few years, it may be in your town, because just like we get in trouble, I guarantee you, there are going to be people in other countries who can get in trouble. I don't know if the law is going to be as lenient as ours in terms of selling stuff, but it's coming, because there's already auctions in the UK in certain places. They're just not like ours. But this is what's happening. So just take advantage of what's that. And this is the thing. There are more and more companies, because there are like 20, 30 different ways that you can shift money online and get paid. There are certain platforms that are dedicated exclusively to mobile transactions. This means you can pay with your phone, you get paid with your phone. That's all they do. It's just, this stuff didn't exist 3 years ago. So taking what I just said, this stuff did not exist 3 years ago. Imagine what's going to be out there in the next 3 years, then the next 6 years, then the next 9 years. That's what I'm saying. This next decade is going to be one of the most transformational ones in terms of culture, opportunity, and technology than we've ever gone through. And there are people going, I don't like technology. I don't want to get an iPhone. I'm telling you, your iPhone, your Samsung Galaxy S3, all of that stuff, go back to Star Trek and remember Mr. Spock and his tricorder. That's going to be your cell phone. It's going to take your blood pressure. It's going to monitor your blood glucose level. It's going to tell you what your kids are doing. I mean, phone already can turn on your alarm system, turn on your car. Shoot, your phone's probably going to turn you on. It's probably going to be like, clear. I mean, seriously, that's probably going to be in the phone in maybe another 15 years. And that's what's going on. And the reason is, I'm saying it from a technological standpoint, is as a reseller, and I see this all of the time. I don't want to do Amazon. I don't want to do eBay. Understand, I have a very adversarial relationship with eBay. But I will say this, for the benefit of your business, you need to go there. And for the simple fact is, so you can observe the change. When I was an eBay seller, we used to get pissed off like every fall because they would do this change. You're getting pissed off every quarter and getting pissed off every month because they're doing something. If you are not part of that ecosystem, you're not going to notice the change. You're not going to have the perspective to really appreciate something better or simpler because you're not getting that experience. So get an Amazon account. Get a PayPal account. Yeah, I know, I hate it. eBay. Put yourself as many places as you can and get that experience. And then once you're like, okay, I'm here. This is working for my business. This is not working for my business. But at least you have concrete user experience and not hearsay. And you really know if that's the thing for your business or not. You have to embrace technology. There was, what's his name, Moneymaker Michael. He cracked me up. He was doing a how-to video on how to buy stuff and list stuff using just your phone on Craigslist. There's like 2 Craigslist apps that I know of. And I think there's a possible third, and there's a Craigslist-like app. This is the thing, because you understand, you're looking at it from this myopic view of you, okay? I want you to look at it as there's several different demographics out there. Take people 25 and under. There's a whole set of products, websites, and services that they utilize and do things with that you don't even know about. The reason I know about them is, last year I had an assistant who was 21, and I just used to observe her and what she did. And, she just said stuff like, oh, I don't use Facebook. We moved to Twitter. Then they went from Twitter, they went to Instagram. If you are selling stuff, you need to know this information, because that's one of the reasons that you're having this huge group of kids that are coming out and creating these 6-figure and 7-figure companies, because they're in that ecosystem. They know what's going on. It's like, this sucks. I'm going to create a solution to this problem, and then they get rich, because I know many of you hate that video, the degree myth, and people have debated me for about 2.5 years on it. But every week I see an article that's debating the value of a college education. And they're coming from legitimate sources: Newsweek, Time Magazine, 60 Minutes. It's not just me. So go ahead and continue to put your head in the stand and say, no, I'm not going to embrace technology, and I'm going to continue to do all these old school things in this new school economy, and you're going to continue to fail. You can't do it that way anymore. You cannot ignore technology. You cannot sit back and go, oh, it's not for me. If you're a reseller, you have to do this. It's going to be like oxygen to your body. That's how important this stuff's going to be, and it's going to get worse. So if you're not in the habit of staying on top of stuff and doing things, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to be eaten alive because you may be doing it this way, and there's an app that you hit with your finger and bam, it's done. So what's taking you 2-3 hours to do, someone with appropriate information is doing it in 5 seconds. You can't win. You can't win. And I'll give you an example. Like, you look at the channel and everything, I experiment a lot. Do not be afraid to fail. Do not be afraid to say, okay, that didn't work out. I created these other channels and I was like, that's not working out. But because I'm in the ecosystem, I figured out a way. There's a really dirty video up on my blog, but it's on YouTube, but it's not on YouTube because YouTube gives you the technology to do what's called an unlisted video. So it's not in the video chain, and when I post it, you don't get an alert. So essentially, only people that will see that video are the people who want the storage auction video. So I don't have to worry about people like, I just want the business advice. I just want the resale advice. So everybody can get their videos, and that's the only videos they'll see because they have to make the choice to go look at it versus, oh, here it is, you should look at it. And that's just part of the new economy. Never in the life of a consumer have you had so many options and power. It's never been like this. Used to be, if something really bad happened to you, like the guy who got his luggage lost, he went to Twitter and, 10 years ago, he'd just been screwed. He got remunerated for his losses because he had a voice. That's the new economy. That's why, eBay, PayPal, and other things are making these big changes, because everything is so freaking transparent. I mean, at some point, all of that information that eBay has and Amazon has, because they have a lot of metrics that, as a reseller on their platform, you're not privy to. And Amazon gives you more information than eBay, way more if you look in the back end. But you're going to have to become this kind of person that really gets into this stuff, whether you like it or not. Or you need to affiliate yourself with someone that's like, hey, this is working, this is what's going on, this is what's hot. Because, I have this tribe, I actually have 2 tribes. There's the Hustler Mindset group, that's Sparta, that's that tribe. And then there's this huge tribe of people that have built up over the last 3.5 years that I get so much stuff like, hey, this happened. I was at Storage Wars and this happened. I even had a guy send me a video of what he thinks was assaulting of a unit. And if I wasn't afraid of getting sued, I would post it. I seriously would post it. And understand, people are like, hey, people post stuff like that all the time. They don't have shit to lose. Understand how our lawyers work. They go after people if they think there's some gold in the chest. If there's no gold in the chest, it doesn't make any sense to file a lawsuit. I've dated like 2, 3, 4 attorneys, and one just said it. It's like a lot of lawsuits don't happen because they're too expensive, and it's just cheaper to settle. So I don't even want to be part of that. So that's why there's a lot of stuff that I get that I just can't share. And in that vein, I am privy to an incredible amount of information. Sometimes it makes my head want to explode, that I can't share with you because I have a lot of customers and people that I consult with that have awesome stuff. Because on YouTube, there's this philosophy that, that's the shit. Understand, all of the storage auction videos, the reseller videos, the picking videos probably represent maybe 2 to 3% of all resale. All those videos lumped up together represent maybe 2 or 3% of all resale, which means that 97% of what's going on out there in the world of resale, Craigslist, eBay, Etsy, 97, maybe even 98% you don't know about. So it's good that you have this resource of YouTube where you get this stuff and you can learn a lot, but you have to actually up your game and even go out there and look for more stuff. Because I'm telling you, if you spent a week just researching your business, looking for new sales portals, looking for a new way to do stuff, you probably increase your income 10 to 40% just based on that week. I'm telling you, that's what's out there. And you have to figure out what works for you, because like I said, 98% of what's out there is not on YouTube. Think about that. 98% is not on YouTube in terms of experiences, in terms of things. It's not there. You have to do your own research. You have to become an information junkie. You have to learn how to comb data, analyze it, and pull out of that data what works for you, because everyone's got a different business. Everyone doesn't want to own the store. And actually, my new recommendation in 2013, well, really, it probably started in 2011, but it's an official in 2013. Do not open up a store. Don't open up a store. Get a warehouse. Get a warehouse. Because if you've listened to these videos, because I finally have the total, there's 110 hours of content on this channel. 110 hours of content. That is, if you went to work every day for 3 weeks and the only thing you did was watch my videos for 8 hours a day, that's how long it would take you. There are some people that have watched them as they come out. But with that amount of content, there's so many things in there that will help you with your business. But one of the things is people don't want to do their work. They're looking for a more expedient way to get information, then put it into play. But I think you rob yourself, because I do understand you shouldn't invent the wheel. You shouldn't reinvent the wheel. But I do think you need to learn how to paint it. I do believe you need to know what wood grain is made of. And you do need to know a little bit about the history of the wheel, which means you have to get a little deeper than just getting information and running with it and doing something, because once you get a little bit more history, a little bit more perspective, it'll actually make your business better. But a lot of people are trying to get away from that, because you have to really, really crank it up. Because in this new economy, we're getting to a strange place. And I don't know what's going to be the final destination, but work as we know it is going to disappear. It's just going to disappear. We're going to have a huge segment of society that's just not going to have jobs. I don't know if we're going to become like this utopian society where people sit around and try to better their fellow man, or you have someone like Plato and Socrates running around asking people questions all day. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that the entrepreneur and the creative class are going to reign supreme. People that do stuff, build stuff, create stuff, and solve problems will never have to worry about money. The folks who are looking for someone to solve their problems are going to be paying out the ass. Just letting you know.